Hello, my name's Charlie Webber, Tractor Product Specialist. I'm here with you today to look at the Quadtrac series. Here behind me I have the new Model Year 25 Quadtrac, which year on year we've built on and improved right back from its heritage of when it was introduced in 1997. The new Model Year 25 Quadtracs come in model sizes of 475, 525, 555, 595, 645, which we have here behind me, and our top model, the 715. So the Quadtrac is an impressive machine. It stands large and tall, but it's impressive because it comes under 3 meters road width, and at 7.6 meters long and 3.8 meters tall, it's still nimble to get around tight fields and in small gateways and down tight roads. So the powerhouse of the machine is the engine. These are our own in-house engines, named as Cursor 13 or 16, depending on the Quadtrac model. These denote the literage of the engine. Depending on the model of Quadtrac, the power produced from these engines will be from 522 maximum horsepower on the smallest model, the 475, right up to our largest model, the 715, producing 778 horsepower. Within these we have large cooling packs, twin turbos, everything to make this engine as efficient as possible whilst producing as much power and torque as you need in the field. So moving on from the engine, here at the rear of the tractor we have our fuel tank. Over the rear axle it's adding ballast and a good amount of fuel carrying capacity. On the largest model we can carry up to 1968 litres, giving you enough fuel to work night and day. Underneath the cab here we keep the transmission. Quadtracs up to the 555 can either be fitted with a full power shift transmission with 16 forwards and 2 reverse gears, or be fitted with our CVX CVT transmission to give full versatility. While we're in the centre of the machine here, we've got our tri-oscillation pivot point of the machine. This is giving the machine flexibilities to follow ground undulations and ensure that the weight transfer goes right the way through the machine, even with the drawbar coming right up to be fitted at the pivot point, so we pull from the middle and not the rear of the machine. So here at the rear of the Quadtrac, we have rear 3-point hitch linkage as an optional extra. The 3-point linkage is a Cat 4 narrow. It can lift up to 10 tonne. And then in the centre here we've got the rear drawbar, available as a Cat 5 pin or bush down to Cat 4. And as I mentioned earlier, the drawbar goes right the way through to the centre of the machine, meaning when we're pulling hard with the drawbar we get a 50-50 weight distribution, and the backtrack, it's not pushing all the weight onto the rear axle. With 3-point linkage we can have up to 6 rear remote valves, and if we take off the rear linkage we can have up to 8 rear remote valves. Flow rates out of the hydraulic pumps can either be 216 litres a minute with our high capacity pump, or with our twin flow pumps we can have up to 428 litres a minute. So moving on to the tracks. Obviously it's a very important area of the machine because we can produce all this power, but we need to put the power down to the ground to get our traction. Here we have the new heavy duty suspended option for Model Year 25 Quadtracs. Few of the changes are as follows. Down here we have suspension on our idler wheels. We've made to give enough space for the idler wheels to move as they oscillate and float over the ground. We've made the track frame longer. After that, we've made the drive wheel larger, so we engage more lugs to keep constant drive of the tracks. This in turn gives us better ground contact area. This machine, as impressive as it is and weighs so nearly 30 tonne, spreads its weight evenly over 4 tracks, and the total contact area of the 4 tracks is 5.9 metres squared, which, to put that into context, is the same as me standing on one leg. So while the heavy-duty suspension is an option, we still keep our standard track frames. They've been proven for many years. They're offering 30-inch and 36-inch wide tracks. With the suspended tracks, we're only on 30-inch tracks currently. So, up in the cab of the Quadtrac, it's a large, spacious cab with great visibility all the way around. The cab is comfortable and quiet. The cab is sitting on a 4-post suspension system, giving the operator ultimate comfort. Within the cab, we've got our luxury leather operator seat with active heating and cooling. Over here we have the new A-post display, which is colour and high definition, so easy to see whilst going down the field. So over to the armrest. On the head of the armrest we have our AFS 1200 screen. This display is a 12-inch display, giving us all the tractor functions at the tip of our fingers, including showing us cameras which we have fitted on the front and the rear. It will control all the tractor functions, GPS, isobus, everything that you as an operator will need to see throughout the day. We also offer dual screens as well, so you can split the information, say having your isobus or GPS controls on one screen and tractor information on another. New for model year 25 is our wireless phone holder or tablet holder, so that you, as an operator, you've got all the information just where you need it. So looking at our spool valve controls, we have our 6 paddles here to control our rear spool valves. They can also be controlled on our multi-functional handle. Any button on the multi-controller handle or on our armrest that's got the square around it means that it's configurable and we can change what that button does, giving the operator the comfort to be able to change anything he needs at the touch of his fingertips. On the multi-controller handle we have a dedicated auto guidance switch, our upshift and downshift, forward and reverse. We've also got APM controls which automatically will change and shift the tractor gears to give you the best fuel economy and ease of operation. Down on the control panel down here we have our orange buttons here. They are they're controlling our engine speed management and transmission auto controls. Here we have our encoder wheel whereby we can control things from the screen here. If you're in bumpy conditions or driving along the road, it's sometimes easier to use the encoder than trying to find the button on the screen. Here we have our rear linkage controls, our position controls and our diff lock, where we've got locking diff locks front and rear and auto diff lock. And on this particular machine, fitted with PTO, we have our PTO controls here for on-off, sensitivity and operator safety to keep the PTO running while you get out the machine. Under the armrest here, we have more controls for our spool valves and rear linkage. Can all be done through the screen. Some operators prefer doing it through the roller wheels under here, so we keep them in the cab. So moving on from our audio controls on our encoder wheel, in the Quadtrac cab we have surround sound, including a subwoofer, giving you a great sound experience within the cab for those long days. Also looking around the cab, we have multiple charging points around the cab down here, making sure that whatever electronic device you need to plug into this machine, it can be powered where it needs to sit without cables draping all over your cab. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video on the Case IH Quadtrac. If you'd like to find any more information out, please do not hesitate to contact your local Case IH dealership.